I've been using my library quite frequently lately, and I've been getting through tons of books. So I thought, how fun would it be for me to go ahead and just tell you about the books that I read as I'm dropping them off at the library. That way I can also keep myself accountable, because sometimes I borrow like 15 books at a time, and there's no possible way that I'm going to be able to read them in the 10 to 14 days that I'm allowed to have them. Today we're going to drop off two books that I finished in the month of May. The first one is called Thirst by Marina Yuszczuk, and this is a translated novel translated by Heather Cleary. Marina Yuszczuk is an Argentinian author. I believe this is her first book that was translated into English, and in it we're following two very separate women. One of them is a vampire who ran away from home because she can't control her thirst, and so she's looking to start off in a new country, in a new city, in a new place where no one knows her. The second woman that we're following is also trying to figure out new changes in her life. Her mother fell sick and is slowly losing the ability to control her body. She also recently got a divorce, and she is raising a kid all on her own. And these two narratives eventually meet in some way, in some form. It is extremely character focused, very plotless, has a lot of like gothic vibes. A lot of the scenes take place at a cemetery. Yeah, really liked it. I'll definitely be picking up more books by this author. The next book that I am dropping off today is Moon of Turning Leaves by Waubgeshig. This is the sequel to Moon of the Crusted Snow. It is a science fiction dystopian novel where essentially some sort of something happened on Earth and we lost the ability to communicate, and things really just descended into chaos from there. The first one talks about a family in a reservation who hears of these things going on. Their supplies are not being delivered, and an outsider comes and joins them. This book in particular takes place 10 years after that book, and we follow this small community who has turned back to the land, turned back to the old ways, and they're slowly running out of food in the area. They can't really forage anymore. The animals aren't coming around as often. So they have scouts that go out to figure out what has happened with the world. Is there anyone else around? Are they able to find a larger community that they can be a part of? And that's exactly what happens. And we follow those scouts and we get to learn what they see out in the world. It's very eerie, very atmospheric. I equally enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed Moon of the Crusted Snow. They are a little bit different because that one's set in a small town. This one, there's an entire world that is unknown, and so things are revealed to us as they're revealed to the characters. It's another character-driven book. It's also very plotless. The action doesn't really quite start until about the 75% mark of this book. So if you're someone who really likes plot-driven, fast-driven stories, this is not going to be for you. Those are the two books that I'm dropping off today. I do have another book with me from a different library system. I'm really lucky that I live in between two counties and they both allow me to request books from the library. So I'm not dropping this one off today. I just carry it with me in case I have time to read. So I'm currently in the middle of Every Drop is a Man's Nightmare by Megan Kamale Kakimoto. She is a Japanese and Hawaiian author, and this is her debut collection of short stories. I've only read 3 of these stories, including the titled story, and so far I'll say that they're really sharp and pointed. I really didn't know what I was expecting going into these stories, but yeah, so far I'm enjoying it, and I'll let you know once I finish. Yeah, thanks for dropping off my library books with me. Let me know down below what you're currently reading, and as always, thanks for watching. Bye!